You can't ask for more, then shrink for less. Have you ever heard that before? Selfishly, I hope not. But even if you have, we're going to talk about it today because this is a really common thing that plagues high achieving women, heart led women, deeply driven women, and also confused women. And it's fine. I am in this with you. And a lot of the times, this looks like that decision that you've been sitting on for weeks that you already know the answer to, but you're like keeping yourself confused and kicking the can down the road, telling yourself you'll decide whenever you have more time or feel more ready or have more money. Meanwhile, you know what this does? It keeps you exhausted, confused, yuck, just like frustrated. Because when you take a deeper look, it's that indecision that is stealing more of your energy and your bandwidth than if you were to just make the decision in the first place. Oh, the irony of life. But I know it's safe to say that you want that next level of your life, your embodiment, the way that you want to feel inside your body and your relationships, the growth, the more. But maybe you keep shrinking back into fear. So today we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about this pattern that is familiar to all of us, but not something we want to keep carrying with us moving forward. So we're going to be unpacking this quote of you can't ask for more and then shrink for less with a real vulnerable story from my own life and to really go deeper into this whole embodiment of what this statement means. So let's dive in, my friend. I love you. Let's go. Welcome to The Woman Behind It All, the space for female founders navigating the depths of partnership, motherhood, and business while dismantling the lie that you have to sacrifice yourself to make a difference and an income. I'm Kaija, a wife, mother, and woman entrepreneur of 15 years, helping you redefine success as a feeling in your body instead of a number in your bank account. Here, we explore what no one else is talking about, like how you're craving a safe and equal partnership so you can scale your heart-led mission, how you want financial freedom and to be present with your kiddos, and how your human design and gene keys reveal that you are the golden ticket that you've been looking for all along. This is the show for you if you're here for the messy, real, and embodied truth of what it means to be the woman behind it all. So let's dive in. Yay, yay, yay! We get to hang out again. I feel like every time I get to record a podcast, it's like sitting down to have coffee with my girlfriend, and I just love it so much. I just love you so much. Hello to all of you listeners, new and consistent. I appreciate you so much. I've been getting so much love from you listeners, like from my sister. Hi, sissy. Shout out to my sissy. I love you so much. And to new friends that I've made, and to friends that I've had for years who are like, girl, you're doing it. And I'm like, girl, I'm doing it. Like, just thank you all so much for showing up and for living on me and living on the show. It truly means the world. And I just wanted to give you all shout outs. And if you are newer around here, hello, welcome. I'm your new best friend, Kaija. And we like to talk about relationships, energetic, spirituality, woo-ness, entrepreneurialism, motherhood, all of it. We are the woman behind it all. And every facet of who you be gets to exist on the show, and I try to talk about it all. And so, hello, my new friend. I hope this episode and all of the episodes you listen to resonate, and we will be hanging out for a very long time. And today I got a doozy for you because this whole quote of you can't ask for more and shrink for less has been in my awareness for years now, and I love it. And I say it to my clients and to my friends and to myself. And then sometimes I still fuck up. And I'm about to tell you about it. And so, really, I just want to set the scene as I go into the story. So, I shared in one of the recent episodes that I have started this in person community to where I'm hosting in person events, like weekly, multiple events a week, actually, events. And it's super fun. And I got this idea from a woman named Inbal Claudio, and she has an in person women's community in Orange County, California. And I borrowed the idea and I've made it my own. And at the same time, I have been looking up to Inball for her expertise, her wisdom, her experience. She's been doing this for I don't know how many years now. And I booked a strategy call with her before I launched my women's community, which is called Babes Before Business. I'll link the stuff in the show notes for you, the website, the Instagram, so you can follow along, and please do. And it was really great. I had a really great experience. It was super helpful. And then I launched my community, and it's been super great so far. I've had a beautiful group of women show up consistently, and new ones come in, and I'm just making all these connections within the community. And we're actually going to branch into another town about an hour away from where I live in Colorado. The other town is still in Colorado, but it's more like western towards Utah, and it's just super fun. I'm just like, I'm doing the dang thing, y'all. It's amazing. And the feedback has been awesome. The community that's been being built is incredible. And Inball Claudio hosts a monthly workshop called The Magic of Memberships, I think. And I've done it twice now. And just so you know, if you like this idea and you want to learn more from Inball and take her workshop, at the end of her workshop, she offers you 10% off her packages. And she has a monthly package for $9.97, which would be $8.97. And then she also has a 3-month package that's like, I don't know, 2 grand something. And I was like, ooh, I would love some help with keeping my membership like hot and have great client retention, like member retention, and really learn from her about sponsorships and all of the things like strategy for this. And like I said, I've taken that Magic of Memberships workshop 2 times, and I almost did it the third so I could like get that 10% discount on her monthly package. But the last 2 times I took it, I like didn't pull the trigger on it because I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to invest in another coach. First of all, because I have invested over $100,000 in coaching since 2018 when I got into coaching. And that's a lot of money. Like, honestly, you guys, 98.5% of that, I've been a single mom. And technically, I don't need to go into the logistics of how I'm still kind of a single mom, but I am kind of a single mom, single family income in a lot of ways. And so a lot of the decisions that I've made to invest in coaching has come from a place of fear of like, this person's going to be my golden ticket. They have all the answers. If I just invest with them and they give me all the strategy, then my business is going to pop off. And guess what? I've had some success, but it hasn't popped off like I had hoped. And I have recognized that I have been exporting my power, my autonomy, my sovereignty, my self trust, my belief in myself into these other people. And so while I believe in investing in coaching and investing in Inball Claudio to work with her, like I know it'd be really great. And also I was like, I don't really want to drop $1,000 doing this, but maybe $897. Would it be worth it? Ah. So I've been like sitting with this decision and kind of waiting for this next monthly workshop to come up. But also I was like, am I being a creeper? Like doing this workshop 3 months in a row. So I was like dealing with that ego gymnastics, like mental gymnastics. So, anyways, that's kind of the backstory. And then for BBB, I hosted a coffee meetup in May, and it was like around mid-May. I couldn't tell you the exact date, but let's say it's around like the 16th, 17th area. And I brought these unlocking questions to the coffee meetup. And essentially, they are just expansive, contemplative questions to get us all thinking. So I printed off a bunch of them. I cut them up into like strips. I put them in a mason jar. And then I had women draw an unlocking question. And I drew the question of, what is one thing that your future self has already done that you keep putting off or avoiding? And I was like, well, fuck. And so it was all about this. And I shared it with the women at the coffee meetup. And I was getting different bits of feedback of like trust yourself, don't invest yet, you got this, like just keep going. And then other women were like, you know, working with a coach isn't bad. It's just like, what do you think you need right now? And I hear all of it, and I am dancing with all of those same decisions and justifications and reasonings and all the things in myself. But I walked away from that meeting still feeling unsure about what I wanted to do. And let's say another week or so goes by, and then I have a coffee date with one of my business besties, Tiffany. Shout out to Tiffany. And I bring this up to her again. And she was not at the coffee meetup, but so I bring this up to her, and she was just supporting me through this. And she too was like, I don't think you should invest. Like, I think you're doing great. Da 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 da. Gave me her 2 cents. And in that conversation with Tiffany, my silly goose brain finally remembered, oh, yeah, InBall provides these 1 hour strategy calls for $350. Kaija, you ding dong, you already did that once. Like, I was just so hooked up on that monthly package that my brain, for like a month, literally didn't even think about that 1 hour strategy call. And while it's a hefty investment for that strategy call, that felt so good in my body. It felt like an exhale. It felt like relief. It felt like a duh, right? And so I walked away from that meeting with my sweet friend Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany, for holding space for me, for asking me these questions, for giving me this container to like talk about this stuff. In addition to the coffee meetup, thank you, ladies, who came to the coffee meetup and provided me that space to air it out as well. But it was really in that meeting with Tiffany that like the light bulb switch came on, right? And I was like, oh yeah, duh. Okay, cool. So just so you know, even after that, I still waited like, I don't know, maybe a week before I actually like push play, because I was still like, I can do that, but should I? Am I exporting my power? Do I need to like just keep going with it on my end? And then my business credit card came in the mail. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do this. And I had been journaling on it in the mornings and like doing mental gymnastics with it throughout my days. And honestly, you guys, in my journal, when I finally just made the freaking decision, I felt so dang good. And I kind of started this sentence with in my journal. I wrote down the fears that were plaguing me, and I want to share those with you right now, because essentially what I did is something that I recommend to you guys on this podcast often, and to my clients and to my friends. And then finally, I just took my own dang advice. So better late than never, am I right? Okay, so like I said, I wrote down the fears, but then I also wrote down the opposite truth. So the fears that I wrote down, the first one is I can't do it alone. And the truth on the opposite end of that was I can, but I don't freaking have to, babe. Yes. The second fear that I wrote down is I need her guidance. And the truth to that is I want her guidance as an expert for sponsorships, for strategy, for monetization, for boundaries, for long-term sustainability, enjoyability, and profitability. Yes. The third fear, oh, I think I wrote down 5 instead of 4. But, anyways, the third fear I wrote down is I will lose myself in her beliefs or perspectives. And the truth to that is I get to choose what I use and leave what I don't. Amen. The fourth fear was I should save the money. And the truth to that is I could save that money, but I could also 10x that money instead of 2x over time. Okay. I don't know if any of you guys have read 10x is easier than 2x, but I highly recommend that book. I'll drop it in the show notes. The last fear that I wrote down is I should wait until I really need it. And I think this one is the most important one. But the truth to that is I want to be proactive and ahead of the game instead of trying to build myself out of a hole in case membership stalls or client retention goes the opposite direction. You know, it's like, I don't want to be digging myself out of a hole. I want to use this momentum to invest early and efficiently and to really be ahead of the game. And another thing that my silly goose brain forgot about is that The universe responds to action and rewards you for that action, that speed, that courage, that willingness to say yes. The universe wants to bless your yes. So say fucking yes. And it's nuanced because I know that you, just like me, you can kind of get so hyper fixated on a certain sliver of possibility that you lose sight of the other options that are out there too. So, this is a non judgment zone for myself. I know I'm calling myself like a silly goose and a ding dong. I don't really mean it, but it's also like human, right? Like we do forget and we are playing in these patterns and we let fear like grip our thoughts and our perspectives and our energy and our ideas, our creativity, our expansive thoughts and willingness to say yes and to do the scary thing and to not export your power. Because, like me, I recognize that I was also exporting my power by asking friends for advice. And I don't shame myself for that. Like, I needed that. I needed to have this whole experience that I'm sharing with you now. But I recognize that it took time. It takes time sometimes because while I was about to say, like, I recognize that I was exporting my power into other people and seeking external validation, it's like, I also just forgot about the strategy call. So I'm just trying to be really kind with myself and gentle and also like real with all of you. And yeah, just all of it. It all gets to exist. And I also will say too that once I said yes, I honestly felt so much better. I felt so much clearer. I felt so much settled, more settled in my body, in my decision. And I remembered that, like, I'm going to get exactly what I need from this strategy call. And it's not going to solve all my problems. And I might need to have another one with her in the future. Like, I'm going to get out of it what I'm meant to get out of it. And I'm going to come prepared AF so that I can like really take advantage of this hour long call that I have with her, right? Like, what? Kitty, kitty, get it, get down. She likes to climb on the freaking screen of the window like a naughty girl. You naughty, cute little thing. Anyways.
Hello.
Oh, okay, quick little sidebar from my cat and my daughter, but we are officially back. But I'm just sharing this all with you because I too fall into these patterns that I talk about with you. And there's a difference in intellectualizing things versus integrating it, right? And actually like taking action on the thing that you know that you want to do or need to do. And honestly, I think that's one of the biggest struggles with us as self aware, energetically sensitive, high achieving women is like we know what we want or we need to do most of the time. Sometimes, again, there can be like nuance to that decision, but we justify things or we overthink it or we export our power and you can't ask for more and shrink for less. And so what I was doing in this scenario was I was asking for more members, for more time to do this instead of working my cleaning business, for more support. But then I was shrinking for less and holding myself back. And that's what we do. We get in our own ways. And so that's why I'm sharing this with you right now, because I want to invite you to stop doing that with me as best as possible. And it not only starts with becoming aware of the ways that you might be doing it, but also like integrating that decision and like doing the scary thing and making the investment and exploring all of the different options that are available to you for it. And I can't tell you what all of those options would be, obviously, because it would be very subjective to what you're asking for more of. But if you find yourself in this in between place, like I have, do your best to really think bigger than just the fears. Do the practice that I shared, write the fears and then write the opposite truths. See what all the options are that are available for you and do your best to stay in your own energy without consulting too much outside of you. I know that's hard to say, and I know that oftentimes it can be really expansive to do that, like my friend Tiffany, but I think it's about being discerning about like whose advice you're adhering to. And if it is just noise that is blurring the true signal of like what you know that you want and you need to do and can kind of be blinding you or confusing you from like seeing the bigger picture. Okay. And oftentimes when that happens, when we do export our power or seek external validation or stay in this in between, it's like I say this often on the show, if you're in your head, you're dead. And I actually had a woman who was sitting at my bar back in the day whenever I was a bartender. She said, if you're on the fence, you're fucked. And it's so true because it's like when you're stuck in that indecision, that's when you tend to shrink because you overthink things and you justify stuff and you just get confused. And so I really just want to invite you to explore where in your life are you maybe asking for more and then shrinking for less. Name the thoughts, name the fears, name the beliefs, name the truths associated with it, and name the actions that you really want to take that are tied to it, because we want to stop kicking the can down the road. We want to stop living in indecision. We want to start to move forward in at least a direction, right? And to trust that decision that we're going to get out of it exactly what we need to, whether it turns out the way that we think or whatever. Like, we got to trust and have our own backs to know that we're always going to be okay, and it's the right decision for us at that time because it's what feels expansive, even if it feels a little scary. And whenever you do decide, your energy is going to increase. You're going to feel this momentum within you and underneath you that propels you forward. Again, even if it's scary. And I feel like the sooner that we do this, again, the universe rewards action, willingness, and speed of decisions, not in a flippant way, but in a way to where you're not digging yourself out of a hole later, right? And so let the universe bless your yes. And I also want to share this too of whenever I actually made this decision over this last week, my podcast literally popped off. So get this. So I shared at the beginning of the year that I set a goal of hitting 10,000 downloads with ease this year. And over this last week, I think it was a bunch of bots in Vietnam, but I don't care because I didn't ask the universe how. I just asked it to do this for me. And I was going to show up and do my thing by putting out episodes. But I literally had 3.5+ thousand downloads in 3 days. It was like a 1,000+ episode day, and one day was 1,500+. And so that put me right now, I'm sitting at 8.6 thousand downloads for this year alone, and we're only in June. But you know what? Again, that happened after I said yes to this. And another thing is I had 3 women join the community of BBB this week after I said yes to that decision. One of them was an annual membership that she signed up for. And you know what? She came to a BBB hike that we went on. I brought some more unlocking questions, and she signed up for the membership that day after coming to that hike because of the unlocking questions that I brought, because she was like, I have been looking for depth in women's relationships and community that you provided. And so I was a full body fuck yes. And I was like, hell yeah, girl. And so the universe supported me because I was supporting myself. And so I just wanted to give you these actual, like, tangible things that were reciprocated back to me because I said yes. That $350 investment that I made for that strategy call came back like more than that with that monthly with that yearly annual membership to BBB that one woman invested in, and also with the 2 other that invested in the monthly membership. Halla freaking Luya. I mean, it is literally insane. It blew my mind. I was like, what is even happening? But I knew exactly what was happening, and that's what's possible for you too. So I'm going to get down off my soapbox, but I hope you got a lot of value out of this story about my vulnerability and also about the truth that we are often the ones that are getting in our own way. And so you can't ask for more and shrink for less. Identify the ways that you might be doing that. Do the practice that I shared with you and see what happens on the other side. And also have your own back. Trust your decision, trust your direction. Just choose one and go down that path and see what happens. And even if it doesn't turn out exactly like you thought, it's going to be exactly what you need. So I love you so much. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for all of this energy that I'm bringing to this podcast. I hope it lit you up. I hope it got you excited. I hope it got you expanded in the best ways. Please come into my DMs and let me know how this resonated with you. Please share this with another woman in your life who needs to hear this message. much because this tends to be a pattern that we do, and we are not available for this anymore. So I love you so much. Thank you so much. I can't wait to catch you back here real soon. But in between now and then, be brave, not perfect. And I'll catch you in the next episode of the Woman Behind It All podcast. I hope this episode got you fired up and ready to take action on what we talked about today. Or at the very least, to feel seen, like, this girl freaking gets me. If so, please take 30 seconds to leave a review on Apple Podcast. Each one helps pump this show out to other women entrepreneurs who are craving exactly what you're building: a life and business that honors your design, an equal partnership at home, and financial freedom to do your heart-led work. Lastly, send this to a friend who's juggling business, family, and the mental load to remind her that she's not alone either. Until next time.